From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into another episode of the Pucks Out Podcast. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hey-o.
You can find us in the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open a cold beer and let's get after it.
Let's get after it, bro. Frickin' what?
Ooh, that's a good smelling beer.
Exactly why we started this bad boy this week right here. You know what I'm saying? Some
hockey, baby.
Not just hockey, bro. Playoff hockey, baby.
And good playoff hockey. That's a good beer, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It is
not bad at all.
Rogue Hazelnut Brown Nectar ale with natural hazelnut flavor. There's a dope little beer store on 231 when I pass the Murfreesboro to get here, and I've been stopping there to get beer. Where they got a lot more we can try.
Yeah, man. I always, you know me, I quite frequently say what my beer is missing is a natural hazelnut flavor. So, yeah. No, man, this is actually pretty good. Yeah, usually it's always hit or miss with sometimes on the beers you get, Bobby. And, I'll drink them because the best beer to me is one that's sitting right in front of me and then it's open. So, but yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. So you suffered through that IPA for me a little while ago. So,
yeah,
I owe you a couple.
Little give and take. Yeah. How have you been this week, bud?
Pretty good, man. Watching hockey, dude.
Yeah.
Watching freaking hockey, dude. Got a new job. Well, not officially a new job or anything, but doing a new job within my job. So it's been nice to just get off and be able to turn on some puck, dude. I'm telling you, man. I've watched so much hockey.
Yeah, dude. I've been watching it non-stop.
Saturday, and bless Stephanie's heart, dude. She has been a freaking trooper. I literally watched every game. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that there were two games going on, so I missed half of a period of one. So I'm a little upset on Saturday. So I didn't watch the game right after the first Preds game either. I was frustrated with hockey.
Yeah.
I was frustrated with hockey. So how about you, man? Anything?
Just about the same. Good? I watched every game on Sunday. I moved the TV from the guest room into the main TV room and had two games going.
Yeah, man. That's my old thing, dude. I'm a double TVer.
Dude, yeah, I remember in college we used to do that with N64 and Xbox. I used to when we just rocking two games at once. Now, doing it with some hockey.
You watched games on your N64?
Well, yeah,
that's dope. Yeah. That's amazing.
No, we usually play GoldenEye while somebody else is playing some Halo. So, and just take turns going back and forth. But yeah, but Saturday I watched the games. I was installing a security system at my mom's house. So, I was kind of every time I come in to get tools and probably cussing something out because I would drop all these little teeny tools into the grass. Yeah. And then I'm like, well, I'm not finding that. I won the Seattle.
Erroneous.
I won the Seattle Fantasy Expansion Draft. The Seattle Renegades beat the Seattle Tsunami.
It is
in the polls. They haven't beaten them in the simulation yet.
It is under protest.
Why don't you tell people what you did?
Yeah, man, I was so jazzed up about having the dopest team that I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize till the poll was live. And I think you did it on purpose.
No, dude.
You did it on purpose. I know you did. I didn't put Leon Draisaitl in my lineup. That's how good the lineup was I didn't need it. And I was dominating you in the poll. And then
No, you weren't dominating. I was still winning.
Let me tell the story my way. You gave me the opportunity to tell this story. I was dominating like 1,000 to 1. And then Ryan Sassa, non-shout out, Ryan Sassa.
Shout out.
He calls me out for not putting Draisaitl on the lineup. And then all of a sudden, I think that the people turned on me. And I got beat. What was it? 68 to
whatever 100 minus 68 is
32.
Yeah.
So
I was winning. Like,
it's under protest.
Yeah, I was winning with 55% before he said it, and then I think people were like, "What an idiot!"
Yeah. I got Twitter is non-forgiving, so I got beat. It's under protest. How about this? I will take away my protest if your team beats me in what are we doing? A 3-game or a 5-game sim? I would say.
Yeah, we'll figure that. We'll definitely do one full simulation that we watch.
Right. That we sit there and watch we're watching. But then we'll sim it a couple times.
Yeah, or instead of sim, do we want to do a best of 5 series?
Yeah, I'm obviously okay with that. That would be so.
And we'll tell the girlfriend and wives that we have to watch each game fully. We got a full 20-minute.
Got to do it. We'll do it after the playoffs, so that way we can extend our hockey.
Yeah.
If we put up NHL 20 and pick these teams and played the game, they would never know that it wasn't real hockey, bro. We'll just pretend like it's still hockey.
Yeah.
So,
and if you're listening to this, we're just kidding.
We're going to tell you. We don't care. So I will pull my protest if your team beats me in the sim.
Now, you do realize that the starting lineup that you said is also for the sim, right? So Draisaitl is not in your lineup.
I was not worried about that at all. I am. I mean, after game 1, though, we get changes, right? We get coaching changes.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I'm wearing. If I wear a suit and have a clipboard, I'm making coaching changes. Okay, and I think try to stop
unfit
me.
to play.
I will blow up, Bobby. I'm about to flip this table, bro, if you don't let me get coaching changes, okay? So it's under protest, but if you beat me in the sim, I'll pull my protest. If I beat you in the sim, you have to uphold my protest. Okay. Is that a fair deal?
The poll just gets an asterisk next to it?
An asterisk. It's exactly. Where it will go down in history. We'll give you the win, but technically, it's like when Reggie Bush won the Heisman. Like, yeah, I mean, he won the Heisman and everybody always knows it, but technically he didn't. Okay, so congrats. I'm salty as hell. If you cannot tell, I was dogging all of our Twitter fans. I was dogging everybody. Yeah. I was mad, man. I can't believe I did that. But
you'll get a redemption because next week we will be ranking our favorite Lord of the Rings characters. And then at the end of all of it, we will have maybe a 10-man battle royale.
Ooh.
We can either do Middle-earth characters or characters from each trilogy.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, absolutely.
With some rules, obviously, so you can't just take Smaug.
I would say, in opposed to that, it may be a fewer weeks, and this is just a suggestion because this is how we come up with all of our ideas. We just do it on the pod.
Yeah.
I would say that because we're doing Return of the King this week, and then we're ranking our favorite Lord of the Ring characters. We're going to do the 3 Hobbit movies the 3 weeks after that, and then ranking our favorite Hobbit movies, our favorite characters. And then I think we should do the Battle Royale. That way we can extend
that's what I meant. When we're all
okay.
done with it, we do the Battle Royale.
Okay, that sounds good. Who's first pick on that?
Let's see. That's not a sports one, so we'll have to look back. Maybe you?
I hope so, man. If you get my guy, I'm not
taking Legolas.
Okay, that's all I want. I don't care if I get first then. That's the thing. Like, I don't even care if I win that one as long as I get Legolas. Like, winning is not the option. Okay, so. Well, we got some.
And if we do characters, and if we do just each character from the movie, you can get 2 Legolases.
We'll just you get per series. Yeah, I want the young Legolas.
And by young, I mean he's like 500 compared to like 550.
I want Kate.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
All right, don't have much news because we're going to do a full section on playoffs. This is we have our main beef of the episode is going to be all about hockey. Been a while since we've been able to do that.
Yep. I think that you wanted to talk a little bit about how the coaches are massively abusing the unfit to play. Yeah, that was our hockey in our hockey update.
So on the way here, I was listening to the end of the Preds game, by the way. We're recording this on Tuesday, so the Preds just won. Little shit show in the last 45 seconds of the game, but
recording a little later. So because I had it paused, I watched some of it through lunch and then I paused it. And then when I got off, I finished the game. So I got to see the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, we almost didn't do the episode today because we would have had no equipment. Well, no Brandon. No, I would have destroyed all of the equipment before there was no Brandon. So
found out that Arizona's goalie, they just pulled him in the middle, like I guess before the second intermission, and put in Hill or whatever, and they put him. Reasoning is just unfit to play. Unfit to play is supposed to be for coronavirus. That's what it is.
He caught corona mid game. Okay, Bobby. Like, what are you not understanding about this? He caught the Rones.
Like, coaches finding out they were allowed to use unfit to play for anything was like probably Christmas, dude.
Yeah. Well,
they're like, what, you mean I don't have to specify just upper and lower? I can just say no.
Watching Kemper this game, though, he was unfit to play. It was a good call. Just throwing it out there for anybody and in anything. It seems like they should have kind of put some guidelines on it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
The Patriots are clearly tanking this coming up season. They've got 8 players who have opted out. So there is no way they're not tanking for, what's his name, Lawrence? Is that it?
Trevor Lawrence. Maybe so, but they still have a better roster than a lot of teams, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's old Bill Belichick, man. He's doing some. 8 players. They're the only team to have that many players opt out. He's definitely controlling this some way. He's got his hand in.
He said, look, if you don't opt out, I'll kill your whole family.
Yeah, I'll opt out your family.
We're just taking it day by day, and I'll tear a toe off each day if you don't opt out.
But yeah, so I mean, it's wild. I think that this NFL season, I mean, they're not going to do a bubble. I don't understand. Even the MLB is having trouble. They're having teams just cancel left and right. I mean, the NFL season's not going to happen.
Well, and the NFL has like 50 some odd players that you would have to bubble.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it's
not to mention they've been saying that they're going to
all.
allow fans in just with masks, which is just a whole different shit show.
Yeah, it seems. Oh, the NFL is. Yeah, but I think that would probably be a state by state thing. And so, I mean, Tennessee, we're going to have fans, obviously. But I mean, other states are not. I would imagine that they will change their. I feel like the NFL has been doing the most NFL thing possible throughout this whole process. They're like, we're just going to wait last second to come up with something.
After everyone's drafted their lineups.
Yeah. I mean, Damian Williams opting out. I mean, that's a big name. I mean, for those of you that have drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire, obviously, hopefully you're not drafting redraft right now. If you are, change up your league because you should not be drafting redraft now. But for dynasty folks, I mean, it's a good way to be able to know who you got early on. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see a few more of the guys. Now they're saying, if I'm remembering correctly, they are saying that you don't get paid if you don't play.
That seems like it is right now. I mean, I don't know if the PA has come out and agreed. I think they have, but yeah, that seems to be the way they're going right now.
Seems to be. I
don't know what they're going to do about
action.
Guaranteed money and complexity issues with that, and if it takes a year off your actual contract, or if it's a pause.
I wouldn't
of the contract.
say. Yeah, I think it's a contract pause. I haven't done a whole lot of research. Maybe we'll come back in next week with more of some guidelines and outlines of what the NFL is specifically
doing.
Spoiler:
we probably won't.
We always say that we're going to do this next week. We don't do it. That's the spoiler. So, but we might. I mean, hockey will still be happening. So we're looking through the doc and we're just like, cut it. We got to talk hockey this week, dude. And I'm ready to spend. We're still going to have a 2-hour episode at the end of this.
Yeah.
but an hour and a half of it's going to be hockey talk. So
yeah. Joe Kelly got 8 games for pitching at the Astros. Wild.
So what Rob Manfred and the MLB has said is that something that has been a part of the game for its entirety, pitching at guys that have made you mad, is a suspendable offense now. But admitted cheating is not. Like, what a joke, Rob Manfred. You're a joke. And if we didn't already have a really funny joke of the week, I would highly suggest we just talk about it again during the joke of the week segment. What an absolute joke, man. What a joke. I am 8 games, which is a very, very high percentage of the season this year. That's a high percentage. I'm not even going to do the math real quick. I mean, do you have a difference of opinion?
I didn't see it. I didn't see the situation that happened.
13% of the games this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
13% of the games this year. For a team that not only massively benefited because you just let them get away with cheating and admitting they cheated, but now the Dodgers have a pitcher that doesn't get to play for 13% of the games this year.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm really disappointed and I mean, I'm not surprised, but the moment it came out that he's just let that cheating go as bad as, he has ruined the tradition of the game. Teams should have just went on strike.
Not played the Astros.
Yeah. No. Just not played at all.
Well, these guys are billionaires and they don't really care that much. But what I would have done is I would have got together.
Astros?
Yeah, I'm not going there. I'm not playing them. They are not a part of this league until you do something about it. We've talked about it before. Pete Rose. He got life away from baseball, and these guys got nothing. And I'm not saying that Jose Altuve should be banned from baseball for life, but he most certainly shouldn't have been playing for 13% of the games at very least. Yeah. That is wild to me. And we had to talk about it. I said last week I've been watching a lot of baseball. Obviously, I've not been watching any baseball this week with hockey back, but frustrating, man. I'm, because anytime we talk about this, you know how hot I get, dude. I get real hot, so I'm hot.
Yeah. All right. So before we move on, I just want to we just want to hope everyone in Beirut's going okay after that massive explosion. You can donate to the Red Cross if you are not up to date on what's happened. It's all over social media. It's pretty insane. I don't know if you've seen the video yet. I
have not. I haven't seen it.
It's wild. But all right, so we are going to be covering the playoffs. So it's time to talk some hockey.
Playoffs.
So let's start. We the other day put up our predictions, which by the time this comes out on Thursday could probably be out the window, since a lot of those predictions are already completely wrong. All right, so we've got number 8 Calgary versus number 9 Winnipeg. As of this recording, it's tied 1-1.
And I'm wrong already.
Yep. So I had the Jets winning in 5.
I have the Flames winning in 3, so I'm already out on that. So,
but yeah, that's turning out to be a good series, man.
Yeah.
If you listen to our playoff fantasy pool, Davies, pretty much his top 2 players are out.
Yeah. Well, not top 2, but Shifley and Line he was strong on the Jets too. So he was really kind of hoping them to take them along. I need Wheeler to step it up though, man. I'm gonna be honest. I got Wheeler in that, but great series. That they've been chippy for sure. The Jets just keep coming back. It looks like the Flames are going to be dominating and the Jets are just hanging in there. That's how you win a playoff series right now. Gaudreau looking really, really strong. It's going to be a hard fought battle, I believe. And either of us, as far as the predictions go for the teams that win, either of us could come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, this playoff has been so wild that, I mean, I think by the end, I don't think neither of us are getting 100% right. I would be surprised if either of us get like 80% right, to be honest.
Oh, man, I'm mostly out,
Yeah.
So that's a fantastic series.
So far, all the series have been good, man.
Really good. There's not been even one, even the ones that are 2-0 right now are not, they're not just, oh, this is boring to watch.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's been awful, though. So since we're, kind of just talking hockey now, the refereeing has not been playoff hockey.
Dude, get out of the way.
Yeah, it has been almost every team. And it's time, and sometimes it's it's impossible if you want to be a part of the play and trying to get out of the way, that type of stuff. I get it. But it's been plays that are you don't even need to be there. Okay.
Yeah.
You're just standing there. You're not moving out of the way. And they're calling these series like they're freaking preseason games, calling anything and everything. It's just like, that's not how playoff hockey is generally called.
There was a fight. I can't remember in what game, but they were still both guys were still on their feet swinging away, and they straight up just went in and grabbed them.
Yeah.
Didn't even wait for one guy to start staggering. Like, what are you doing, man?
It's like, look, they were trying to keep them from getting coronavirus, and they themselves got it through the process. But just speaking of that, though, NHL has done a fantastic job with the bubble.
Yeah.
Dude. They have done a really, really, really good job.
Yeah.
And you got to commend them.
Yeah,
for
big
that.
props to the NHL. And I was actually going to talk about that later. I mean, dude,
Sorry.
they are doing what other leagues wish they could do, man.
Yeah.
We talk as much shit about Bettman, but of the major sports, he is without a doubt the best commissioner for a sport.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he gets he gets hate from, but
Which
most
he's a commissioner.
Most commissioners do get hate, but he has done an absolutely fantastic job. And I think that after that big group of Blues players got it, and I think that it was on everybody's mind that, I want to win the Stanley Cup this year.
Yeah.
So why would I leave the hotel? I think it's interesting that all the players are in the same hotel. So there's like a chance like you're hopping on the elevator like with the dude that you're going to play that night,
Yeah. And I sent it to you. I have to find the picture. Someone stole Pasternak's phone. Tom Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Wilson obviously stole Pasternak's phone, and he was like, "Tom." And so from Pasternak's official Twitter, he's like, "I think Tom Wilson's the best scorer in the NHL."
It's close.
Yeah, usually it's like Pasta, then Tom Wilson.
Ovi maybe.
But it's really cool. Everyone thought that they would be like fighting in the lobbies, and now these dudes are hanging out.
Yeah.
What I want to see though is I want to see when a team gets eliminated, they stay in the bubble till the end. They can't leave. So it becomes, and then they start filming like their own reality show.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I do want to see the Caps get eliminated, because I would love to just see Ovi just getting shit faced, watching games in the stands, heckling.
I think that would be. I think they should let them go to the games. I think that would be fun, man. Not that they would want to, but I think they should force them. Yeah.
I think eliminated teams.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Not just like while you're playing in this in the tournament, you got to go watch the games. Like, no, I don't want to. I'm trying to cross the sauces here, man.
It's like AA travel ball for like kids. All right, guys, we got to go watch every game. You've got a chaperone.
So the next series that we have on the old dock has been a really good series.
Surprisingly good.
Not that it's been that surprising, but Edmonton and Chicago both are tied at 1 as of the time of this recording. Chicago's there to play. I don't know if you remember one of the very few first podcast episodes we had. I brought up that if Chicago gets into the playoffs, they're a dangerous team.
Yeah.
They've got cup winners. They've got Conn Smythe winners. They've got Hart Trophy winner. Jonathan Toews is lighting it up. He is having a hell of a series.
And Patrick Kane getting me some trash points in fantasy right now.
Well, he got you some regular ones last night. Man, I'm telling you, this has been a fun series to watch. And Kubalik dude, so what was it? 6 points in the first playoff game? 5 point? That's absurd for a rookie, man. That was.
Did you see the sad hat trick celebration for Connor McDavid?
No one threw their hats.
No, they had someone throw their hat. The team.
It's just like one guy.
So the team hired this obviously like a social media lady. She just walked down with like 3 hats and just tossed them over.
That's funny. That's funny.
But all I'm thinking is how stressful that is, because all it takes is one bad flick of the wrist and you miss, and then you're a meme forever.
Oh yeah. Well, and I heard I forget which game it was. It may have been the Preds game, and it may have been Willie Donick that said it. But he was talking about he's like, oh, they're having to go get all these pucks that go out there. I mean, sometimes there's like 3 and 4 a game. And I was just kind of like, that's not that many. Even if there's 6 games, it's like 20 pucks. My thing was they should just leave the pucks out there, just scattered throughout.
I would like to see players like still act as if there's fans, like start like throwing pucks over like with their stick, like they're giving them away, and like just start pointing at like a fake little kid in there,
just saying no.
Because after the first like the intermission in the first Preds game, like when they were going into the lockers, they were still having their hands up, like they were like giving high fives to fans in the tunnel.
Yeah. So back to the Edmonton-Chicago series, tied 1-1. You have Oilers in 4. I have Oilers in 5.
I hope. I don't even care if you're right, dude. As long as one of us is right, I'm.
Oh, how horrendously horrendous is it going to be if Chicago wins their series and Nashville loses their series?
Dude, I don't think anybody has thought of like what we're going to do as Preds fans if Chicago wins it all.
Asterisks, baby.
Yeah.
We're going to bring back the asterisks. I mean, as from just a analytical standpoint, that is not the craziest thing that you can say right now.
I know. That's why I'm like, oh,
they're winning.
Yeah. I mean, obviously last night they didn't look like a team that could win it all.
Yeah. I mean, McDavid is
every year
he does great,
something,
man.
that makes me realize this guy's good at hockey.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
If you know what, if he keeps at it, he might be real good.
Yeah, in our fantasy, I have 51 points right now as a team. McDavid has 20 of my team points.
Yeah.
So that was my first pick. Edmonton has had flashes. Obviously, last night they played a fantastic hockey game, but game 1. They didn't look. It looked like it was going to be a quick sweep. From Chicago. So,
but as long as they can play Connor McDavid for 58 minutes,
I don't care if you're right, or I think you already said this. I don't care if either of us are right, as long as one of us are right, dude. We cannot. I just do not want to continue to talk about Chicago.
Yeah, and it didn't take long after that first game for Chicago Twitter to start lighting Nashville Twitter up, dude.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. We just sent him back a broom, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey, doesn't matter. You didn't beat us, buddy. So great series, man.
So, all right, moving on now. We've got number 7 Vancouver versus number 10 Minnesota. Currently, Minnesota leads 1-0 as of this recording. I had Vancouver in 5.
I have the Wild in 4. This is actually one series that I haven't got to watch a lot of.
I'm trying to think. It was a late game.
It's a late game.
Yeah.
And I think they're... it might have been the game right after the Preds game where I was just like,
yeah. You texted me, you were like, I'm not staying up for this.
No, that was
the
last
Chicago.
night.
Yeah, that was last night.
I ended up staying up for like a period and a half of it. So, no, that was I think that was the game right after the Preds game. And I was just like, dude, I was so mad. I was not happy, a happy camper. So I don't think I watched any of that.
I'll tell you what, this Wild team is a great example of what good coaching can do to a player who's in a funk.
Yeah.
We got rid of Kevin Fiala, and he just did not mesh with the coaching staff here.
He
goes there, and I just think that he wasn't getting used properly. Everyone hated Kevin Fiala. Everyone thought he was garbage. I called for a long time that Kevin Fiala will be good with good coaches.
Yeah, I think that just more of his the way his attitude is, he got butthurt, and he's the type of guy that when he gets butthurt, he's like, I'm just going to dominate just to show him. It's like, dude, you could have just shown us. You could have just done that here and you would have got as much playing time. But hey, I'm not here to hate on the guy. You know, I enjoyed Kevin Fiala when he was here, and so I wish him all the best. And I'm hoping he can carry Minnesota to a win, because even if they win in 3, I at least get the points for the right call there.
Yeah.
So
the way we're doing this is 2 points if you get it right, and you get an extra point if you call how many games they win in.
I would say an extra 2 points.
Extra 2 points?
Yeah, that's hard to call game, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was mainly using it as like a tiebreaker so that if we each like get something right, then it's just, okay, who was closer to calling it?
Yeah, I would say it's a lot harder to call it in the game amount, because that's a 33% chance on top of the 50% chance that you're already picking. You know,
we'll do 2 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 2. Because I mean, looking through this, neither of us may call any of these games in the right amount, and I think that's a super hard thing to do.
I mean, there's still a chance we could all just get the 50% chance one wrong, and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and then it doesn't matter what you picked on the other 33% chance that you had. So, Vancouver, Minnesota. You know, I mean, Vancouver didn't look good.
No,
didn't look good from the highlights that I saw of that game.
And when I called Vancouver, dude, it was more of a toss up. Like, it could have gone.
They can still
either
do it,
way,
man.
and that's the thing is
they
like
play tonight and see.
They've got a lot of good young talent that could just show up one night.
Well, that and like the next game, the next series that we were talking about, that we're going to talk about, the Nashville series, bro. My call on that, I was like, what a freaking idiot, dude. There's no way. You know, that's just how these series are going to flip.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Vancouver makes it 1-1 tonight. We're talking a completely different ball game. Now, I don't know, man. I mean, the Wild are on it, and they were playing very well, and it's crazy to me because they just don't have a lot of star power. You know, I mean, they're just playing good hockey, and I mean, it's you know, I'm excited to get into this game tonight. I don't even know what time the game
Update,
is.
Flames and Jets are tied 1-1. We have Elias Lindholm for the Flames, and what is his name? Nikolaj Ehlers for the
Nikolaj Ehlers.
Yeah, for the Jets.
I'm gonna be honest with you, buddy. I've got the game playing over here.
Oh, okay.
No, I just flipped it back on. I was on the show doc, being a good podcaster, but now that you've reminded me that there's a game going on.
I'm pulling up Hulu right now. Oh, by the way, I do want to. It's not my snaps, my stick. A little annoyed at NHL.tv. Yeah, it was only $4.99 for the whole playoffs.
I told you, man. All the games are being played.
Well, so yeah, and so I thought, because there's a lot of times like when they have 2 games and they switch to one after the other one's over, that I was like, cool, I can watch
just
one.
watch it. It's blacked out.
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
every game's blacked out.
They're like, hey, well, this is on national TV.
Now, here's the thing though. When they advertised it, they said watch every exhibition game. So I did get to watch it. So here's the thing: I paid $4.99, all of it, to watch every single expedition game, and I was fine with it. I had it up on 3 different screens. I was watching.
It's $5. I mean, it's not like you. I got
like 3 hours of enjoyment out of $5. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've gotten worse value at a strip club.
Yeah, well, yeah. Chill out, Lou Williams.
Hey, it's all about the wings, baby.
Hey, it's I don't think I got to bring up just broaching on that subject. Did you hear what old Kenny the Jet said on one of the NBA casts?
No.
Somebody was like, you know, he was just there for the food, and Kenny was like, he's like, man, he keeps saying he was there for the wings, but we all know that he was there for the legs and the thighs. I was like, boom, got him.
You know what I would love to see now? I want to see Shaq and Charles Barkley do a strip club food review show. Where they just travel around the country, kind of like Triple D. And they're just testing all these different strip clubs and their food, man.
That would be nice.
Rolling up in their Buick.
Their Buick. Their old Buick.
All right. So next up, we've got number 6 Nashville versus number 11 Arizona. Currently tied to 1-1 as of recording. We both had Nashville in 5.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, sometimes we let our objectivity out the window, because the other night we both were like, oh, F the Preds. They're not winning this. They're going to get swept.
Yeah.
And then today I'm like, oh, they got this. They're going to win in 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I'm glad we're talking about this. Game 1 was exactly what we saw all season.
Yeah.
You can't play one period of hockey and expect to win hockey games.
Yeah.
You know, it was what we saw all year. Hey, they look great in the third period.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And I want to know who put
periods.
strip club wings in the penalty box. That our guys kept on going to the penalty box.
They loved it, dude. They was like, it was.
Not to mention 5 seconds into today's game,
sir. 5 seconds into the game today, when we take a penalty. Honestly, we looked better in the first 5 to 6 minutes of the game than the Coyotes did. And then they score that fluke goal off of 2 Preds players, and it bounces in. Yeah. And then we just got deflated.
And I called it the moment I saw it. I was like, write it off for the game.
That's
the Preds are not good at keeping their composure. They just can't do it. Once they get defeated, now that's why I've always said, like, if the Preds can score the first goal, that's huge. Yeah. Now the Preds have always done this. If they allow a first goal, especially a fluke goal, they're done for the first, second periods. Now they'll come back in the third and they'll make a game out of it, but they always do the same thing. They make a game out of it, then they make one small mistake with about 3 minutes left, and then they throw the game.
Man, and then
unless we're facing Calgary.
Well, and it's almost like they just get sloppy whenever that happens. And that shorthanded goal, that was a dagger. I don't care how well you play in the third period. That was a dagger that was hard to come over.
Yeah.
And today they looked really, really, really good.
Yeah.
They were on. They were passing right.
Except for like the last 30 seconds when they just decided, okay, we'll pack it in. And
packed it up and let them
here's
score
the thing.
2.
We have a back-to-back. We play again tomorrow as of recording, yesterday as of listening to this on release day.
At 1:30 again, right?
And going into the second half of a back-to-back with a shutout is much different than going into the second half of a back-to-back with allowing 2 goals in the last 30 seconds of a game.
Yeah. As just a general rule, but I think that's going to piss them off. You know, I mean, it may not.
I think it's a 50-50. It might piss them off or it might, deflate them a little bit and they don't start off as hot. It really depends on how Arizona reacts to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Arizona comes out hot knowing, hey, we can do, if Taylor Hall comes in hot, ready to go, knowing that they can do this. But because here's the thing, they had Taylor Hall defeated, man. I was listening to it.
He was mad.
Like Ryan Ellis was getting under his skin.
Yeah, well, they got into that scrap.
Yeah, I heard about it. I was listening on the radio, and they said he had blood everywhere or something like that.
No, that was when it
high sticking.
The high sticking, but they actually got into a little. It was just a baby scrap because it went. Ryan Ellis got 1 shot, and they both went to the ground, so they didn't even get fighting majors. They got 2 roughing.
It was Ellis and Hall.
Ellison Hall, yeah.
Yeah, I think that happened when I was in the beer store because I think I came out and they were talking about it.
Yeah, they got to going and got a couple minute minor. Hey man, I love Ryan Ellis, but I will trade 2 minutes of Ryan Ellis for 2 minutes of Taylor Hall any day of the week. Mm-hmm. Get under his skin all day.
Especially another 4 minutes from Hall later in the game.
Yeah, that was a big right on. They were on the power play too. So that
we could have easily been looking at a 4-3 victory or even an overtime if he had stayed in the game. Possibly,
absolutely. I'll tell you who has been stepping it up though. Clayton Keller, and Phil Kessel. To be honest, they're guys that can score, are playing good hockey.
Yeah.
The thing is, our guys that can score are playing good hockey too. Philip Forsberg looks like the Philip Forsberg that we always hope we have.
Looking like Prince Philip, dude.
He looks great, and he copied the mustache twirl of mine, and he's allowed to copy it, I guess. I mean, he probably wears it better, if we're being honest, because he makes millions of dollars and I don't make millions of dollars. So
yet,
but you make millions of dollars, you can wear anything better than a Poro anytime, any day of the week. He is looking like, and see the thing is with Philip Forsberg is that not all Preds fans or any hockey fans in general are just, you have to score to prove your worth. We all know that there's a low percentage chance that you're going to score a goal when you take a shot. It's how you look when you're doing it. And he has looked really good. Johansson firing some shots today. That's something he is not usually known for.
I like to see it though.
I do too. And then the Nick Bonino line, the most consistent line we've had all year with Nick Bonino, Rocco Grimaldi, and Craig Smith. Man, they are playing good hockey.
Yeah. And
it's hard to talk bad about their penalty kill as much as they've been on the penalty kill. But both teams are really, really playing hard this series. So Yossi looking good, Ellis looking good. I mean, Darcy Kemper had a fantastic game one.
Yeah.
UC Saros had a fantastic game two.
Yeah.
That series, that would have been a different game if that early on onslaught that UC Saros got when he made like 5 saves in that one little push. I think it pushed everybody over the edge, and at that point, I think that it was no looking back. I don't think there was any way that the Coyotes were going to come back at that point. So,
yeah, I really like his response to letting in a fluke goal and just getting beat in game one. That's what we like to see from a young goaltender.
Yeah,
is being able to just come back and forget about game one and just come in fresh.
Yeah, I mean that's what you got to see because they could have obviously let that affect them. So,
all right, so let's move in. Looks like we just got a final win. The Leafs won 3-0.
Making that what 1-1 now?
Series is now tied 1-1. So we've got the number 8 Toronto versus number 9 Columbus. Series tied 1-1 as of this recording. I'm trying to see who scored all the goals. We've got Matthews, Tavares, and I'm not seeing who scored the third goal, but I will find out. Morgan Riley.
Oh, nice for you, man.
Assisted by Austin Matthews. So
that's a double pointage right there for you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I have Austin Matthews, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
I forgot I thought you had Austin
I'm
Matthews.
down 10. No, I have Tavares. Okay. So that was nice for me to get a Tavares goal.
But yeah, so I've got we both have the Leafs in 5, which I think is going to happen, dude.
Yeah,
I don't think Lightning's going to strike twice in Columbus with another. Obviously, it's not as big as an upset as last year would be, but
just don't have the star power. Their goalies are
when you're relying on just your top line D, and that's about it.
Yeah,
that's not enough. You can't score enough with just Jones and what is it, Werenski?
Werenski, yeah. I have both of them on my team, and that's really, really going to hurt them. Neither of them have me any points right now, and that's really going to hurt me if they go out this round.
I mean, I know I didn't watch game. Obviously, we were recording while most of that was going on, but I know game one, like they had a lot of opportunities, the two of them, but they just couldn't convert.
Yeah, and I mean, we are fantasy players that don't just necessarily always include points. So when you get into we're thinking about guys that are doing other things, hitting and providing a lot more. But I mean the thing is with the fantasy through the playoffs is nobody knows. We could have all I said this last night to you and Davey, our third co-host for Pucks Out Fantasy. We could have all picked the right third line guys and be winning right now. Yeah. I mean, that's playoff hockey. That's what makes it so exciting. You go with those top guys because they give you the biggest opportunity to win. But by no means, I mean, there are going to be guys that we have on here that may not score a point the entire series and go pretty far into the playoffs. Yeah. And that's what makes playoff hockey exciting.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, I'm not logged in, but my top 2 really guys haven't even scored a point yet.
Yeah.
Pasta and Marchand. I mean,
that's kind of happening to me. I mean, obviously my McDavid has and Crosby has, but Malkin, Bergeron, Rantanen has 1 assist, a little bit from Zibanejad, but nothing from Wheeler, nothing from Giroux. We got a little bit more today from folks. But my defense, I have 2 scorers on my defense right now, Bobby. Roman Josi and Matthias Ekholm.
Yeah.
Victor Hedman, nothing. Dougie Hamilton hasn't even played yet. Really what I need is for Carolina to go a little bit further. So they say he's close. I I was lied to from the article I read, but I'll die with Dougie Hamilton, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking out. My top scorer right now is who I kind of thought it would be is Draisaitl.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, mine, McDavid.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So,
if Chicago does win, then we're also kind of screwed. Davy's going to make a quick comeback.
Yeah. But again, I've seen a little bit of the series from Toronto and Columbus, but not a whole lot of it. They playing at weird times, so it makes it harder to watch. That is one of the series that I want to sit down and get into, though. So hopefully I'll be a little bit more knowledgeable.
But all right, so next up we've got number 5 Pittsburgh versus number 12 Montreal Habs, currently tied 1-1 as of this recording.
Why, real quick before I let you continue, why the frick are the 5-12 matchups been the most exciting matchups, dude? But go ahead and finish what you were going to say.
So I've got the Pens in 4. You've got the Pens in 5. I mean, that's honestly, after watching the game, it could be Montreal in 5 and 4, man.
Absolutely. They lost the game last night, but not for lack of, I mean, look, on the back of Sidney Crosby, they won that game, you know?
Yeah.
Montreal looks really, really good, dude. Kotkaniemi, Nick Suzuki, Druin has been okay. Shea Weber has been lighting it up. Not on the scoreboard. I have him on my team. He hasn't been scoring, but dude, he's just controlling the flow of that game. It has been a series and a half that there has not been a single minute of that game, of those games, that I'm not like just on the edge of my seat, or it's usually late. So if I'm not on the edge of the bed, I'm old now. I'm sleeping.
And listen, we both called the Pens, but I wouldn't be mad if I'm wrong, honestly.
Me either. I'm a Habs fan, man. You know, like, look, that will ruin my early cup pick. Please ruin my cup pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want the Pens to win. You know, I don't want them to win the cup. I don't want them to win the series. I picked them because I thought that they could. Malkin is not looking like Malkin this series, though. If he doesn't find a way to step it up, I don't think that there is any way that Pittsburgh can win. You know, I mean, they're getting some good play from Crosby and Gunsel. Jason Zucker has looked really good. Malkin has just, I don't want to say disinterested because that's not the right word. He just hasn't looked like he's been there. You know, I mean, he's usually hyped up and pumped and, you know, all up in it. It just doesn't seem like he's been like that this series.
I mean, I think that was going to happen with a lot of players with 4 months off, dude. Like, that's coming on 4 months is hard to come back from.
Absolutely. I agree. I'll tell you though, both goaltenders, despite allowing some goals in, have looked really good. Carey Price looks like the guy that you thought Carey Price.
He looks like
be.
Carey Price from like 6 years ago.
Yeah, he does. I don't know who has him on their lineup. Is it you?
No,
it may be. It may be.
Did anybody take Carey Price?
No.
I've got Rask, Hart, Markstrom, Mrazek, and Shesterkin, which Shesterkin has been done nothing for me.
Think about where we are, where Carey Price has been, that not one of us took him. 15 goalies were taken.
Yeah.
And Carey Price, it was left there.
Yeah. But to be honest, our goalies, all 3 teams' goalies, have not shown up, dude.
Not very strong.
I think we each have a goalie that just hasn't played yet.
Not very strong. I picked Merzlikins. I was hoping that they would give him the shot. You picked Shesterkin. He hasn't played. Holtby hasn't looked good for me. Bennington hasn't looked good. Now, to be fair, Holtby and Bennington are both in round robins, so that's not as helpful.
And Francois, is it Grubauer got the start over Francois for Davey?
Grubauer's playing. Fleury didn't look good. Matt Murray's looked okay, like we just talked about. Vasilevsky looked okay, but I mean, Caps stormed back.
Davey had both Holtby and Vasi, so he was going to get points from one of them.
I have Holtby.
Oh, you have Holtby?
Don't give away my goalies, Bob. Remember he tried to draft him like at the last round. I was like, bro, he's been gone. He's been gone for weeks.
Yeah. I took Mrazek. Yeah.
You took Mrazek?
Yeah.
That was a really good pick.
Yeah.
That has been the best pick of anybody at this point. Now I don't know how far they'll go, but
I mean, it was my last pick of the draft. I mean, he was there, so
we haven't even talked about that series yet, so we will. And might have been the best goalie pick of the whole series so far.
All right, so now we've got number 7 Islanders versus number 10 Florida, and wow, man, we did not see this one coming.
Wow,
we both have Panthers in 5.
Yeah, it's still possible. Man,
they've looked shitty, dude.
They looked absolutely.
Bob's not looking good either.
We said coming into this that there hasn't really been any bad series. I would say by far the worst series that we've seen so far.
Still good, but
I mean, Florida got hosed on their matchup because their style just doesn't fit against playing the Islanders style, man. Bob has looked bad. Not only you, but also Bobrovsky. Huberdeau's looked okay. I mean, he hasn't looked horrendous or anything, but the Panthers just cannot seem to get it going. Barzal's looked good.
I think I don't know what the status of. He took a pretty nasty injury today.
Barzal?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the update is on him. I think he had to get helped off the ice. So we can do a quick Google on that. This is from a while. I'm not seeing anything up to date, but maybe you can look at that. But I mean, there's really not much else to talk about other than that. It just hasn't been very entertaining.
A very unentertaining series for sure.
Unless the Panthers step it up, which I don't see, like, maybe just because the 4 months off we forgot about. I don't know, but I don't see a reserve that they can pull from. It just doesn't look like there's anything there.
Well, honestly, we thought that the Panthers were just going to had a great opportunity to reset, and that's just what hasn't happened. Ekblad hasn't looked great, I mean,
that's a team you have to rely on your superstars.
Yeah, and I mean, they have just not. And I haven't seen a ton of their games, but it just from what I've seen of them, they had a good lead earlier today, and then just like that. If you can't hear at home, that was me snapping. Just gone, man. Yeah. I mean, the Islanders and Barry Trotz just know how to play low scoring hockey. And that's what it seems like a lot of these have been, is some low scoring hockey games and a very unentertaining series. And obviously both of us are wrong. I'm not even worried about being right. I don't want you to get swept in the first round. I mean, I want to watch some entertaining hockey. I've been deprived of it for 4 months. So,
and it's wild to think that today is just day 4.
I know, dude. It feels like it's
so much left, and I'm so excited.
It feels like hockey has been happening for years now.
Like, I wish I had so I took off yesterday and today really to just watch hockey.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, I might have to take off. Like, I might have to use all my PTO days.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it has been,
which my wife's not going to be happy about because we have like a vacation next week. I think we're going to leave for a couple days. All right, time to wrap up the qualifying rounds. We've got number 6 Carolina versus number 11 Rangers. Carolina currently leads 2-0. Not looking good for me.
No.
I had Rangers winning in 5, but can still be done.
I got Canes in 4, but it's not looking good for me if we're being honest, because I think Carolina's going to sweep. Now, this is the only other 2-0 series, if I'm reading our doc correct. This one has at least been entertaining, though.
Yeah.
The Rangers are, I think they're just outgunned, man. Sebastian Aho is looking like a man on fire.
And I think one of the biggest issues is that Shesterkin is quote unquote unfit to play.
Yeah.
Listen, Henrik Lundqvist will be in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubting his legendary status. He cannot keep up with the scoring.
You gotta make the change, right? Even if it's not Shesterkin, you gotta go with Georgiev.
Yeah, something.
You have to, dude.
But also, so I was expecting that the veteranship and experience of the Rangers would step up after a 4-month break. You've got some Carolina players who are injured. I thought they would take advantage of this, and I thought Rangers were going to squeak one out. Man, I think I'm going to be wrong. I think Carolina's going to sweep.
It's been they've had 2 tilts in the series. I mean, it's been a fun series to watch. I just think Carolina's too much. It's not like the Islanders Florida series where it just looks like it's over. It just looks like the Hurricanes are finally turned. That was their biggest problem, was consistency throughout the season. They were always thought to be a really good team that was gonna provide a difficult road through the playoffs for whoever they had to potentially play if they made it. And we're seeing that now, man. That Mrazek is looking great, dude. He is looking really, really good.
Yeah.
Panarin is looking good in the second game. Didn't look as hot in the first game. Zibanejad has looked good. I just don't think, it's not that the Rangers are looking bad. It's that the Hurricanes are looking so good, dude. I'm feeling bad for whoever has to play them after these qualifying rounds, man, because they look dangerous right now and they're meshing on all cylinders. I don't know if I think I've combined 2 phrases there, but they're meshing really, really well together right now. And I hope this series goes 5. And I don't even care if you win, because I want to continue to watch this series of hockey. You know what I'm saying?
In the perfect world, every game would go 5, every game would go 7.
Yeah.
Just give us all the hockey, dude, because honestly,
we may not get it next year, bro. We may not get hockey next year, bro. So,
but I do want to say, I love this format. I don't know if they should do this exact one every year, but I definitely want to see more I want to see them do more qualifying rounds.
I don't like the round robin. I think that's been kind of stupid, but
they had to do it this year because different teams had different. So I think
set your top 4.
Yeah, set your top 4, and then I love this, dude. This is an amazing thing. There's nothing wrong with more hockey.
No, I agree, and it gives that last team, those last couple teams in that real thought process. Like, we're seeing 2 12s. And both those games, both those series, the 12 won game 1 of both. And I think the percentage was something like 59 to 70%, something like that, 60 to 70% of game 1 winners go on to win a 5-game series.
Yeah.
That's a astounding stat.
Yeah.
And the number 12 seed. And now I think it's obviously something that we haven't really talked about is the fact that there is no home ice.
Yeah.
Even for Edmonton, even for Toronto, there is no home ice. Maybe the feel of it. But before we get into these round robin games,
and I did want to confirm that Edmonton and Toronto, they are within the bubble. They're not staying at their own. They are in the bubble, so they're not like getting a good night's rest at their own home.
That's good. Because kids are crazy, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids do anything. What I did want to talk about, since we are kind of KO'd on the Carolina Rangers, before we get into the round robin, the ice, man. It has been first couple games of the day. It's not been anything to really talk about, but the later games, bouncy and tough. And
Toronto it's already known not to have good ice, even for like fresh ice. It's just known not to be great.
6 games in a day has taken its toll, and it's very clear.
Yeah.
And this is just the qualifying and round robin rounds. What is this going to be like when we get into round 2 and 3?
Well, so here's the thing. I think once some teams get eliminated,
Sure. There's not going to be as many games in a day.
It takes a day for them to completely repair the ice, brand new, fresh.
Sure.
Once you get rid of a couple of games, and then you start. I mean, you're not going to have six games
in a day is different. I guess you're right.
And listen, you can't fault. I mean, the NHL, you can't fault them on that. I mean, they're doing what they can.
Absolutely not, and that's why I kind of wanted to frame this as just more of a what do you think about the? They have done like we already gave a glowing review of how they've handled this. There's no other way to handle it in my mind.
I wouldn't have liked them doing less games because I love the March Madness feel. I love the you turn from 11 a.m. to pretty much from the time I finish my morning coffee because I wake up. I start my day at like 9:30.
Yeah.
By the time I do my morning constitutional and finish my coffee, I'm sitting down watching hockey.
I agree, and it's sort of frustrating that they're playing games throughout the day, but it's frustrating because I don't get to watch all the games throughout the day. Like, I love the feeling of it. I mean,
it'll be frustrating once I can't just sit down all the once I got to get work in and and all that BS.
Yeah. So it has been awesome. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up and just see your thoughts on it and see if you think it'll get worse. But you made really good.
I think it's going to get better.
You think you made really good points without there being a game, 6 games every day on the eye. Yeah, that's a fantastic point. So thank you for I know I normally don't say that you're right, but that was a really good point that you brought up.
All right, so let's talk about some round robin. We're just going to fly through these real quick. So my predictions for the top 4 were for the East: Bruins, Caps, Flyers, and Lightning at number 4. Which wrong. So far, with one game played apiece.
So far, you cannot get anybody right on the East. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
Luckily, Caps and Lightning went to overtime, so
it means nothing.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, because we're in playoffs, I forgot they're gonna be doing that. I forgot you're gonna get someone gets the extra point. I thought that they just keep playing overtime until you have a winner and a loser. That's not. They went to a shootout, so I'm like,
because it's a round robin. Now, I haven't even really looked into it, but my understanding it would be just like the team that wins 2. Because now, wouldn't it just be the Bruins play the Flyer, or are they all 3 playing each other?
They're all playing each other.
That's stupid.
Yeah, so it's going to get a little complicated. I mean, technically, the Bruins could still get the number 1 spot if everyone else shit the bed and they just win. They win the next 2 games.
Yeah, but if the Flyers and the Lightning have to play each other at some point, then one of them has to have 2 wins.
Yeah, but you get the extra point. But I believe if you win in overtime,
Bruins didn't win in overtime.
No, that's what I'm saying. That if the Bruins win their next 2 games straight up in regulation,
you're talking about,
then
you get 2 points though for a win. So it doesn't matter if the other team gets a point for overtime. If you're the Flyers or the Lightning, if you win a game, you should be good to go for
maybe. Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm not a scientist, so
we'll see what happens.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. My East teams I have very similar to yours. I have Caps, Bruins, Flyers, Lightning. So we have the same 3 and 4, and our top 2 are flip flopped. Like you said, not looking good for us, Bob. My West, I have Blues, Avs, Golden Knights, and then the Stars. So my Stars pick's looking okay. My Avs pick's looking okay. Golden Knights pick not looking too hot. And the Blues pick not looking too hot for me. What do you have over there on the West?
West, I got Avalanche at number 1, Blues at number 2, Golden Knights at 3, and Stars at 4. So a little bit closer, I think.
Close. Yeah. The West. I guess we're just gonna, because it's not a series, just kind of highlight some of the good hockey games throughout this, dude. The Caps Lightning game was awesome. It was an awesome hockey game, dude, and I was pumped to watch it. I'll tell you what else was awesome. Davey, shout out to you. The Stars getting cranked, dude. Getting cranked, man. That was dope. That was awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's just not as fun to talk about it when it doesn't actually mean anything. Losing means nothing through these rounds.
Like, obviously, from what I've watched, they are there to play. They're giving a full effort.
It wasn't like
and
that. Just
my initial thought was, I mean, for a lot of these teams, like, does the seeding really affect them that much? Do you really is it worth a player getting injured to get the number 1 and number 2 spot, or get your young guys in there, let them get the rust off, let them play again, let them pretty much get an extra 2 exhibition games and take that 3rd or 4th spot.
I'll tell you this right now, whoever's in the East, you don't want to play Carolina right now, in my opinion. I mean, so I don't think it like ultimately matters like you're saying, but it does a little bit.
Yeah.
It does matter a little bit. And besides the fact that you don't want to go into this next round with this team that's had to play potentially 4 or 5 games and you've barely played any.
Yeah.
Hockey, you gotta, as you said with the young guy, you gotta shake that rust off, old or new.
Well, you got to think that somebody,
young.
So if Winnipeg wins, depending on what Lane and Shifley's injury, you got to think somebody wants to play Winnipeg if they're pretty banged up.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to go and play the banged up team.
Now someone has to look. Do we want to play Chicago? I mean, if we get them,
I don't think you want to play Chicago or Edmonton right now.
Yeah, so I mean, and I think that's isn't that who the number 1 seed gets, or does the number 1 seed gets Winnipeg, right?
Yeah.
Or
Number one seed will play the 8-9.
Okay,
would be my guess.
So in that case, you do formatting,
the 4 seed will generally play the 5-12. Now,
then the 3 seed plays Nashville or Arizona.
Exactly. We definitely play the 3
seed. Which the way that both Arizona and Nashville playing, I mean, honestly, I would say I would want to play Vancouver and Minnesota the most if I'm a round robin team.
Yeah.
Then I would either want to play Nashville, Arizona. I want to stay away from Calgary, Winnipeg, or Edmonton, Chicago in the West.
Yeah, honestly,
and I think coaches look at that, and they're not just looking at how skilled are these. How do we match up with those other teams? Even if we're good, can we match up well again? I mean,
it seems like being the 1 seed in the East seems like a much easier road than some of the other roads.
Yeah, in the West, it kind of gets a little mix up.
Yeah, the West is so discombobulated, but I mean, nobody wants to have to see Toronto. Or Columbus for that matter. But like at the same time, of the options that you have, I mean, that seems like some pretty good options. The Islanders are looking good. Carolina's looking real good. Who wants to see the Penguins? But even if Montreal comes out of it, the team that just beat the Penguins, do you really want to see them? I mean, as the number 4 seed, that's not a great draw for you. So it's going to be, the seeding is going to be very interesting to where you don't know who you're going to be playing. And that's kind of cool. That's
I do like that they're going to reseed everything. So that's going to also, they're
reseeding.
Oh yeah. Every round gets reseeded, which also changes a lot of things.
So everything I've just said doesn't mean anything.
No. So they reseed after round 1.
Gotcha.
So round 1 is going to be
okay.
Otherwise,
you just let me waste all this time talking about. I get what you're saying. I've never hated a reseeding. Like it, dude. I've never hated a reseeding. I think that
I've hated that way you have to win in your division, and that I like that, dude. Because
that's the bad part about hockey is even if they didn't reseed, I think it should be 1 through 8, and
especially being in the us being fans of the Preds in the Central. The Central's always so strong, dude.
But it's also boring, dude. It's not.
But how fun would it be to see 2 years ago Preds Jets in the Western Conference Final?
It would be. That's what I'm saying. It's boring to watch the same playoff matchups year.
Oh, I thought you were saying it would be boring if they.
No. I'm saying you don't ever get the opportunity to see somebody else.
Cool, we're playing the Jets, so we're playing the Avs again. I mean,
exactly, and that's boring. It's cool to see your rivals, but
they can still be rivals later on in the playoffs.
Right. This is hockey.
A rivalry matchup means more in a conference final.
Exactly. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
Frankly, what I would like to see, though, is a straight up seeding in the league. So you can meet
1 through 16.
Dude, imagine us meeting the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup final. How hype shit would get.
That'd be dope, dude. 1 versus 16. Us being the 1. Man, how much fun has it been to talk about freaking hockey again, dude?
And not just hypothetical oh, let's draft the Seattle team.
Real
hockey.
Hockey, dude. This has been fun.
Yeah.
I'm very, very glad we got to do it.
Yeah.
The weird. Corey Perry. See, I don't like this. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish. Each sixth chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister. And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
Going down to Florida. But not the Panhandle. Going down to Miami for a little bit.
When we can't find something for the joke of the week, just type in Florida man.
Yeah.
You'll find yourself
That's
something.
what we should start doing. Just type in Florida and then just throw a dartboard and see what at a calendar, or throw a dart at a calendar and see what comes up. But so we've got
Florida cereal. Man drowns his wife in cereal.
All right, a man fired warning shots in Miami hotel lobby after telling guests y'all aren't social distancing. Which is just wild, dude. Like, there's so many layers to this one.
A woman and her family, guest at the Crystal Beach Suites Hotel, had checked in earlier that day on July 27th, according to Miami Beach Police Department report provided by Public Information Officer Ernesto Rodriguez. The woman told police that she and her son went down to the lobby to wait for her boyfriend. While she was there, as they waited by the lobby elevator, they encountered Douglas Marks, who they did not know. You all need to leave, Marks told the woman and her son, and that you all aren't social distancing, according to a statement she gave to Miami Beach police. She said she ignored him and then took her son to sit on the couch in the lobby.
I love this part.
But overheard him saying, let me take care of them. I have two people not following directions.
Who is he talking to?
Did you not hear the whole story, Bobby? The woman and her kid that are not following social distancing.
So he said to them, let me take care of them? I've got two people not, or was he talking
I think he was probably on he seems like a Bluetooth guy, be honest with you. You know, he definitely.
Or the kind of guy who walks up to the receptionist like, I got this. And she's like, ma'am. He's like, no, please don't.
I'm just letting you know type of thing. Not like, hey, I need y'all to do, I'm going to do this, but just so you got my back. She said she heard Marks repeat, you all need to leave. He done told them twice. Okay. And then heard gunshots and ran out of the hotel, son in tow. Her son supported his mother's statements and said that he saw Marks holding a black gun. Several other witnesses confirmed they saw Marks with the gun and heard multiple shots. USA Today has reached out to Crystal Beach Suites Hotel for comment.
And so
wait, hold on. So his plan to get people to social distance is to shoot guns off so everybody runs out of the hotel all at once and then gathers together outside of the hotel because of the gunshots?
Yeah, or he's just going to start putting 6 feet apart under the ground.
Yeah, right. He's like, hey, we're going to be 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
You're going to be 6 feet under too. What are you doing, man?
And the worst, like, listen, man, I have a lot of opinions on the bail system. If one person shouldn't get bail, it's this guy.
No. I mean, we're going to keep you socially distanced from people, guy.
Like, because this guy obviously needs this guy needs help, dude. Like, and I don't know if he's just like looking for an insanity plea. He claimed he thought he was being followed. If I'm the cop, I'm like,
I was about to say.
Okay, so what? That has nothing to do with what you did.
He told the front desk clerk right after he thought he was being followed. He told the front desk clerk to call 911 and then fired 4 warning shots. Hey, call 911. So wait, hold on. You thought you were being followed, so like you're just gonna alert them to where you are? Like, hey, I'm at the front desk. Pow pow. I wonder if it was a cool gun.
So my question is, who fires the warning shots after you fire at somebody?
Did he fire at somebody?
Yeah, so they heard the gunshots. He was shooting at the mother and the child. He then went to the front desk, told them to call 911, and then fired the warning shots. Bro, those aren't warning shots anymore. The first shots were warning shots.
No, there's no warning. There was no. You're reading this wrong. Several witnesses confirmed they saw Marks with the gun and heard multiple. Okay, yeah, you're right. I've misread. What? So he's like, he shoots at the people and then he's like, warning.
Warning, I shot at you.
He's like, hey, just so you know.
I still have ammo.
Blah, blah. You know? I'm still, this is a 15 clipper. Okay. I wonder if it was a cool gun though. He's just trying to show it. It is Florida.
Yeah.
He may have just got it.
Yeah, I mean, in Florida, that's what you do.
He's
Go
like,
to your local hotel and you start.
hey, I'm going to make sure people are social. Hey, he was.
He did a desk pop.
He was citizen. He went up to the front desk and did a quick desk pop, dude. Everybody does a good desk pop, dude. He was, he wanted to make sure that, everybody had a good opportunity to see his gun. It sounds dope.
Yeah.
He's out on bail, so hopefully he doesn't listen to the pod. Something tells me he doesn't know how to download it on it.
He seems like the kind of guy that every single one of his Facebook pictures are him in the car with the sunglasses on, way too close to the camera.
Either that or he's taking a picture with like a lot of money. But like it all turns out that it's just like ones. Yeah, it's like 120 on top of like 45 ones. And then like he's like, yeah, money. It's like, dude, that's like $60. Oh, my man, dude. My man.
Right. We are starting our discussion on the Return of the King. Gotta tell you, man, it's a great movie. I love this one, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. Now, it has its issues. Of all the three, I have most critiques about this movie.
Yeah,
because while it's a great movie, man, it does not finish strong.
No, I agree with that. I mean, especially with, you can get away with being a little slower in Fellowship. It's a building of the story. Two Towers, again, I don't think that we could think of a single criticism on the Two Towers last week. I mean, there was a few maybe, but like not a lot. Return of the King, it just felt like there were so many missed opportunities. Is that a good way to put it? You would think you missed a lot of good opportunity. Now, I will tell you, of the three, I felt like the extended edition added the most in Return of the King. Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
No, I would disagree. I think the extended edition, I would say I think Fellowship got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Or Two Towers.
Yeah, so
I think
the other two.
Yeah,
of the three.
I think that they added like small throwaway scenes. Like there was a scene maybe in like a horse stable. I don't think they added really anything that was like.
There was a lot of like Faramir Boromir scenes that were added in the Return of the King, like some flashbacks.
Yeah,
is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Like stuff that doesn't really add to it, but like. They're like, hey, we have these clips of Sean Bean. Let's use them.
Yeah, I mean, he's the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that we're both being extremely nitpicky.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie.
I get what you're saying. Like,
my biggest critique of Return of the King is, how many endings are you going to have, man? Like, there's like 6 endings to the movie.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that when the first time I ever saw it, I remember the time going to see it in theaters with my parents. And I remember like having to like pee really, 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 really bad.
You ain't gonna pee in your pants or on the floor?
Well, I realized I was like, oh, it's about to end. Like when they're sitting there and the lava's coming down from Mount Doom. Yeah. I'm like, oh, finally, about to finish.
No, bro, you got like 40,
another scene. I'm like, okay,
you got like 40 minutes at that point, And
I'm like, what is happening, dude? And then I'm like, I have to go pee. I come back and they're still like, I'm like, oh, so this is the last scene. Now, I'm like, no. Now,
for the longest time, this, you remember us discussing last week, favorite scene of any movie ever in the history of movies, the Legolas sliding down the stairs on the shield and shooting like 3 dudes.
Yeah.
For the longest time, the second best scene that I've ever seen in my entire life, Legolas and I don't know if they're elephants or what, but the elephant.
Yeah.
When he swings up there and at the end, he, kills all the guys, knocks the thing off.
That only counts as one.
Shoots the elephant. And then like the elephant's trunk's going up and he slides down the trunk and lands right in front of Gimli. And he goes, that still only counts as one. Yeah, that was dope. But one of the best lines in any movie, in the history of any movies. You, my friends,
bow to no one.
You bow to no one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just such a summation of the entirety of what happened.
And I guess
like,
since we're wrapping up Lord of the, now's a good time. I don't like, and I get everyone's fascinated with him. I don't like hobbits, dude.
No,
I don't like them.
Why would you send a hobbit on that trip?
Yeah, that's stupid. Now, listen, I get that in the lore, like they are not as susceptible to the corruption of the ring,
right? Yeah, and then that was evident throughout the. You know, I mean, Bilbo had them off for like 60 years.
Yeah,
dude, you know, like I'm gonna be honest with you.
Frodo's useless.
I agree, dude. I agree.
Like obviously, like Sam is the most useful of them. But even then, it's like.
But even though he was awesome. Look, don't get me wrong. Sam was awesome, and was the best Hobbit in my opinion.
Yeah,
but he wasn't though. Like he was
still offsides.
He was offsides forever. Okay, but he was just just like the whole like potatoes thing. Like people love that scene. Oh, potatoes! Like, dude, if you look at Gollum, look at Smeagol, dude. Do you think that this dude has seen its potato?
Yeah.
And
I never got like, of all the Hobbit scenes, it's not even the best. And here's the thing. While I think Sam is the most useful one, he's boring, dude.
Nah, dude, my favorite Hobbit gotta be freaking Pippin, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man? I think Merry and Pippin are way
dude. That is a much better storyline. They're more fun, dude.
What about Second Breakfast?
Yeah, my favorite Hobbit scene is that one, or when they like find out that there's beers, like they're like, it comes in a pint.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get one. That was us. That was us as hobbits, bro. Yeah. They're definitely or like I think one of the added scenes in the Return of the King when they like Gandalf the White, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli show up after,
and they're like drunk and high.
Yeah, they're like sitting there and they're like, "Oh, what's up?" You know, like,
just enjoying the spoils of war.
Yes, dude, absolutely. I think that one is fantastic. That part is fantastic for sure. But I saw this hilarious meme that had all of the actors. All the four Hobbit actors looking fresh as hell, because they're all
and they look like a 90s
guys.
Boy band.
No, they're like in suits and their hair's all done up or whatever. And somebody was like, "Name this picture," and somebody was like, "The Second Breakfast Club." I was like, "Yeah, that's good. That's good." So I agree. I mean, and it's funny because it's funny that you decided to bring that up here. Because we're about to go into a 3 Hobbit movie.
Yeah. Which, to be completely honest, and I actually I started an unexpected journey 2 nights ago and just kind of started watching it. Dude, I love it. Like dwarves are my favorite species of any fantasy stuff, dude. Like they're just awesome. Yeah. And that's why I like, listen, are we ranking characters next week or are we doing that today?
We're going to do, next week.
Okay, good. Cause I was like, I haven't done it yet.
No, me either. No, we're going to do Lord of the Rings.
I think we both know each other's number one because this isn't a battle. I'm Gimli.
Okay. Dude. I'm a Legolas guy.
And I think that works perfectly for our who we are as people, dude.
Exactly.
We're both witty and funny, but in different styles.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I can outdrink you. No, but seriously, I mean, I think that was pretty evident throughout the entirety of the series that I'm a Legolas guy, you're a Gimli guy. And it fits our personalities pretty well with who the two are. So
yeah. I think anybody that says, "Oh, I'm an Aragorn guy," I'm like, no, you're not. No, I promise you're not an Aragorn guy.
If you say that you're an Aragorn guy, you're probably a Bilbo guy. No, but the Return of the King was awesome.
They're probably a Boromir guy if they say they're an Aragorn guy.
That's true. That's so true. That's so true. Absolutely loved the movie though. I mean, it got all of the credit, all of the awards, all of the everything because of what had happened.
And it got, and I believe it was, I mean, of course, great movie. I don't think it was the best of the 3.
No.
I think it got all the awards because it wrapped it up.
Me too.
And they were awarding it to the trilogy.
Series. Yeah, exactly. Your favorite was Fellowship. My favorite was Two Towers. And I feel like those are both valid answers.
Yeah.
I feel like The Return of the King is great, but it can it shouldn't be your favorite because
No.
it's just wrapped up everything that you knew was going to happen.
I would have liked to see the Ghost Army not be so OP. I would have liked to see maybe the Nas, like the Witch Kings come out. Like I'm talking like all of the Witch Kings come out and just start kicking their ass.
Well, like kind of like spoiler alert but like in what is it? Is it Battle of the Five Armies or Desolation of Smog, where there's like 3 or 4 of them fighting the Nazgul, and like you remember that scene?
Vaguely.
It may have been. I can't remember.
I mean, I'll see it in the next couple
We're gonna
days.
see it. I probably need to rewatch. To be honest, I only saw him 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, there's like those movies are such big info dumps that trying to recall like every scene. It's like even from these, they're just like I think you were telling me about a Nazgul, like a fight scene with Nazgul. In my head, I thought you were talking about the one with the Shield Maiden and the Hobbit fighting the Nazgul where they decapitate it. You were talking about Gandalf versus the Witch King.
yeah,
which is still
exactly.
dope. But I mean, there's just it's an info dump, so it's like hard to remember everything. But no, I mean, it's great. And
Still haven't got super into the books yet. I need to. Dude.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and order. So here's the thing:
go to like McKay's or something, dude.
Yeah.
I got all 4 of mine for like $18.
Where's that?
Well, it's in like West Nasty,
Oh.
but it's like a used bookstore.
Yeah.
There's something around there.
I'll figure it out. But like, so here's the thing: so the actual Lord of the Rings, that trilogy, is a lot closer to the books than the Hobbit is. The Hobbit, or There and Back Again, it was originally written for children, so they made it a lot darker for the movie because they realized they were catering to fans of Lord of the Rings.
Right.
So at that point, I'm like, honestly, I don't know if I want to say, like, I don't know if I want to do that because they make it so much more childlike.
Yeah.
That I might just start at Fellowship in the books.
I've heard that that's not a horrendous thing to do. I heard that The Hobbit is not a necessary portion to it. I'm going to read it because you know me, I'm a completionist.
Yeah.
I don't
and
do
I might get
anything.
around to it.
But I'm sure, but see, you're not as much of a completionist as me.
Yeah.
I don't ever do anything. Like, somebody's like, oh, just start the show at season. Like, no,
oh, no, I can't even do that.
I don't do that. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like, well, you see Doctor Who. Like, if I ever watched Doctor Who, I feel like I would need to watch every single Doctor Who.
So I
that
think,
was
and I think
ever
that
created.
they understood that, the creators, and that's why when like they started like a new, they call it season 1.
Yeah.
They call the new Doctor Who season 1 because
they trick people.
Yeah, well, they realized they're like, we can't go make people watch 20 seasons that started in like 1955.
You don't know Brandon.
And
enough.
not to mention, they don't even have like 6 of the seasons they got burned in a fire. So it doesn't even exist anymore. 6 of the seasons, there is no way to watch them.
Right.
They aired live and the warehouse burnt down. So that's why they just
convenient.
started. What up, Illuminati?
Yeah. So Return of the King, great. You have a favorite scene? I kind of brought up my favorite scene.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now, man. I think that opening scene with Mary and what's his name?
Pippin,
Mary and Pippin, dude. It's great. Also when the 3 of them jump out of the pirate ship.
Yeah, that was
cool. Before the ghosts come and you see, and here's another one. It is a Hobbit scene when Sam is going up and his shadow makes him look ridiculous, and all the orcs are like, oh, and I also really did love, and now I'm like thinking them as I go, obviously.
Yeah, I mean that's how you have to do it.
And now that I think that this might be my favorite one, as small it is the very small glimpse into the orc personal life.
Yeah,
when they are just chilling out and they start fighting. Because what that shows is, okay, what if Saruman won, dude? What if Sauron won? They would start a civil war would happen.
Each other,
yeah, like
for sure.
Like orcs versus Uruk-hai would become a civil war, like because they make it kind of seem like they all fall in line and they're all like a.
It's kind of like Shadow of War, the game. I don't know if you've played any of it.
I haven't played it, but I've played the second one. I guess Shadow of Mordor or whatever it is. Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor is the first.
So,
Shadow of War is
War.
the second. Yeah, you like take over and control your own orcs, and like they fight other orcs because they're just following who they need to follow.
Yeah.
But loved it though. Loved the whole series. I would watch it again today if somebody said, "Hey, watch a trilogy today." Like, look, I love some Star Wars. I love, and I'm more of just like I like Star Wars because of the depth of the lore.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like the Lord of the Rings movies, you can watch any one of them at any time, separately, all together, and they always hit, dude.
Dude, I'm so excited for the TV series. Like, it's been a while since I've been so excited for something.
I'm like so excited, but I feel like I'm too excited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to get my expectations, but they've already signed on for 2 seasons at a minimum, which is great.
Yeah, that's a money thing though, man. What if they just ruin 2 seasons? No, I'm not saying they are. I'm
even
just
a bad
saying,
2 seasons of that is still better than a lot of other TV shows.
Sure.
Because even if it's just an info
also,
dump and you learn more about the lore.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, dude, I'm not excited. I'm just saying, if they ruin it, it's gonna be terrible, dude.
I'm trusting that they're not going to ruin it.
I trust it too. Amazon does a really...
I think that they are not... I don't think they'll let that... I think the Tolkien estate is not going to let them ruin it.
Well, see,
because
my thing is...
They did... So Amazon wanted the Tolkien estate to kind of sign over everything, and they were like, no. We still have creative control.
We own the most... one of the most profitable 4 books in the entire history of anything.
This ain't Disney, bro. We're not just signing our lives over.
Well, see, if I heard, Hulu's making a show or Netflix is making a show, I'd be like, you know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah.
There has been few and far between Amazon shows that I've ever seen that I was just like,
I would have liked to see it on HBO. I think HBO.
Wow, but see, HBO's a money grabber too, you know, and not that Amazon's not. Dude, but TV shows for Amazon is just like a little side project, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we're not even making a fraction of our money. We're giving out Amazon Prime for free for people just to get free shipping on our stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, HBO does a good job. I love HBO shows, don't get me wrong. But once it becomes like a money thing, depending on who's doing it, I mean, we've seen that with Game of Thrones, dude. The greatest, I will argue this to the death, despite season 7 and 8 really ruining it for me. Game of Thrones is the deepest lore and most fun that I've ever had reading a book series in my entire life.
Yeah.
And HBO, not that they wanted it to get ruined. We all know who ruined it. D&D, those garbage trash bag humans that I would fight right now if I saw. But I mean, HBO would have been good. I'm excited that Amazon's got it though, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So let's move into what are you binging?
No snaps our stick this week.
No,
first time
lot
in
of
history. So much
about.
hockey. There ain't nothing snapping our stick these days.
I mean, there's
dude.
something, but I'm going to save it for next week.
Save it because we always be running out of snappings.
Yeah. Well, we always think there is, and then it just seems like, and then we find
just
something.
right up to it.
Yeah. But all right. So, what do you hockey? I think for both of us, hockey. Dude.
Hockey.
Tons of
hockey. No question.
Like the amount of hours I've been watching hockey, dude. Like, and the thing is, like, as much as I love it, I do miss going to games, man.
And it's, me too, dude. Me too. And honestly, if we're being honest, you have coffee on here. You got yourself a new Keurig. I don't have a new Keurig, but I'm drinking like 3/4 of a pot a day.
Dude,
no question.
I love. So I had one of the original, just kind of Keurigs that like held a bunch of water. Started kind of not doing accurate fills, overfilling, underfilling. Realized I'd had it since sophomore year of college. So what, 5 years now? 6 years, getting old, upgraded. This one has an iced coffee button. And it's dope because here's the thing.
You like some iced coffee.
I like hot coffee in the morning and in iced coffee in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So obviously I have my 2 cups of coffee at around 8 or 9 o'clock. 4 o'clock rolls around. I get me 2 cups of iced coffee. They also have a bold button that makes it stronger. Not sure how. Maybe less water, I guess.
I think it's just in your mind, dude. It's a placebo button.
Yeah.
Just like, he's just going to press bold button. And like, he's just going to think it's stronger.
I think I haven't used it yet.
It's probably just grinds it up more.
There's no grinder. It's a K-Pod. So
shut up, Bobby.
I think it's less water.
They're just like, we're just going to give more of the coffee.
Yeah. So, or maybe it punches a second hole in it to get
double holes. That's what it is, dude. Everybody knows double holed Keurig cups stronger.
Yeah. Who knows? But no, the new one's dope. And I got it in like a brushed silver, so it matches all of our appliances.
Oh, that's
not just that black one. So Yeah, so
Black matches everything, to be honest, though.
Well, my backsplash is blue, and then my stainless
Black
steel.
matches blue.
Not really.
Is it a navy blue?
Yeah, it's a navy blue black splash with a kind of a mirror around it.
Everybody always says backsplash, and like, I'm going to be honest with you. If people didn't say it to me, I would never even know backsplash existed.
You wouldn't know at my house, dude, because I got that.
I've seen it before, but like, I don't notice it because I don't care.
Stephanie recognized it. She was like, "Oh, that looks awesome."
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody on earth is like a big fan of the backsplash. If you don't mention the black backsplash to me, I'm not really sure about it. You know? I was like, okay, that's dope backsplash, I guess.
So it looks like we both got the same. What are you binging? All right, guys, we will see you next week. Thank you for turning in, and peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.